So you just ordered Starlink and you just got it or it's on its way and you're going to want to permanently mount it. So it comes with one of these, what they call a kickstand, and this is obviously not a mount. This is why I have such a huge stack of them. So we're going to go over about 10 mounts that you can order or maybe make do with what you have around. Give you all the information that you need to do an install for yourself. We also have installation videos that you can check out. And if you haven't ordered your Starlink already, we do have a referral link down below that's going to get you a free month of internet. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so before we get to our first mount here, you need to figure out where you want to put this thing. If you use the Starlink app and hold it up to the sky, hopefully you got a wide open sky. Then you don't need to really worry about if you have any trees in the way or anything like that. But Starlink is going to tell you need to have a big wide circle using the app or whatever. But you don't need that much. So you're going to want to face north, and then you're kind of going to want to do something like that. The more space you can get, the better. But if you have limited line of sight, you're just going to have to do what you can do. If you're not sure, put it on the lawn or on the deck or whatever. Try it out, let it run for 5 hours. See how it works, and then maybe if it works there, then you just put it up on the roof or whatever. So you need to determine where you're going to put the dish. The main mounts that we want to use are going to be fascia mounts, which is where it's going to go off the side, or a roof mount, where it's going to go actually on the roof, or a wall mount, which is not very common, but there is a specific mount for that too. Having said that, we'll get into the specifics of the mounts right now. Okay, future Greg here. So I just wanted to make it very clear to everybody that these are Gen 3 mounts. So that's good for standard 4 and standard 4X as well, because only the routers are different for them. So Gen 3 dishes, because they get the Rev 5 dishes are going to come out soon. So if you're in the future here and those ones are out, hopefully if they're smart, they'll use the same mounts. They'll have the same mounting bracket on the back, but we'll see. Anyway, as soon as those come out, we'll make a video on those as well. So before we get started into the specific mounts, these are the two different ways that they mount in. We'll deal with the specific pieces here later, but right now I'm just going to show you how they fasten in. So you lift up on the little tab there, and then you push down, and you pop that out, and throw that with your stack. So then the nice simple one, I think all the ones from Starlink come like this. You just snap it in. You can see it locks into the two little tabs there, and that's all there is to that one. So in order to get it back out, I just have to lift up on it, pop it out. Now this one is more common and it works just as good, but it's a little bit more complicated. So you got these little foam pieces that come and they're exactly the same size as the little grooves that they got in there. Okay, so basically with these ones, you just peel off the back here and then they'll stick in place. So then you take your piece here and you have their little two screw holes there. And then you're gonna run the wire in first, and then you're gonna make sure that it gets in far enough that you can see the foam through the holes, because sometimes it doesn't want to go all the way in. Then you just take your little set screws in here, put them in place. You don't want to over tighten them, but you also don't want to under tighten them. So just till they're kind of snug. You got that foam there to protect the dish, so just don't do damage to the dish. It's rock solid, it's not going anywhere. So anyway, let's get into the specific mounts now. Okay, so we're going to start out with an actual official Starlink mount, and if you stick around to the end, we're going to show you a really ridiculous Starlink mount that they designed. They don't sell it anymore, but you'll see how stupid it actually is. But anyway, this is their fascia mount. It's a pretty good mount, but it's very expensive. This is like $100. And as you can see, it's very short. So where you can use this mount on a fascia, it works quite well in the right application. I have two of them because customers bought these when they ordered the dish and couldn't use them because the building just wasn't suited for them. So I've been holding on to them forever, trying to find a place where they actually work. So anyway, they're good mounts, but I don't recommend them for a lot of places. So they're just the snap-in ones, and then you just mount this on your fascia, hopefully at the top of the roof. Here in Canada, we need to get a little extra height because of all the snow. And then you just put that in place, and then you just fasten it, and that holds it in place. So there is mount number one. So they also sell these on Amazon. We'll link to those. They're much cheaper on Amazon, basically the same thing. So we're going to start out with pipe adapters here because many of you are already going to have arms laying around. So I'll give you an example. This is an arm from a TV dish, so a DirecTV or a Dish Network or a Shaw or Bell in Canada. So also they have one of the Viasat arms. This is a 2-inch outside diameter, that's important, and a HughesNet arm, and this is 2 3/8-inch outside diameter. So that one is important because most of the pipe adapters, they are fine for the Viasat arm at 2 inches. This is 2.1 inches inside diameter. So is this one. This one was supposed to be, but Amazon lied about this one. So lucky for me, I can use this someplace, but be sure that you get the right diameter. This is very small. So basically, if you're using the Viasat arm or the TV arm, you get one of these two guys. We'll also put the one on. We'll put extra large diameter for the one that you need for the big arm. This one, the arm's pretty much got to be straight up and down because you can't adjust it. So this one you just snap into place, put it on there, and then when you're fine tuning it, obviously just turn it and then lock it down with the set screws. This one's the same thing, just different. It's got the little hand screws instead, that's all. This one is obviously adjustable. So if you have to have your arm on kind of weirdo angle or you're just not sure, order this one and then kind of you can get yourself out of any situation that you get yourself involved in because you can adjust for the tilt. And the tilt is not that important. It will say that it is, but it doesn't really affect the performance. But still, if you can, you want to get it right. There's your pipe adapters. Okay, so moving along here, we got a couple mounts that are very similar to each other. Let's see what we got with this one. So this one's got a standard base plate on it, so you can put it on the roof or you can put it on the wall. Pretty flexible. Does not have a tilting top, so make sure that you have the arm straight up and down. There is no combination on this. It has to go this way, but it is a pretty good mount. It's nice and tall. I like it. I definitely ordered that one again. This is kind of a slightly different version of the same thing. So with this one, get your top piece, and then your pipe adapter. And then this one can go in either way. So you can go in that way to get up higher, or you can go this way to go out further. So then you just put the bolts through. Obviously this would come out of here and come in there. But so yeah, then you do that. Put your pipe adapter on there, these screw in, hold it into place. Kind of an excessively large opening for this one, but it'll work just fine. So anyway, you just use the Allen key to tighten that in. And then when you go to adjust the rotation, you just do that and then lock down the set screw. Okay, pretty straightforward. On to the next one. I'm just going to mention this. This is not a Starlink suitable mount. Like you can get this thing, you can stick a pipe adapter on there, but don't do that. This is meant for wireless bridges and cameras. It's not heavy duty at all. Okay, so this one, I ordered this one specifically so I show you guys because I do not like this mount. I've had to use it a couple times and just not pleased with the results. The way that you can identify these is with all of those teeth in there. So it's got kind of a neat design and then it has the little rod in there and then this slides in and it'll wedge in there and then you can put the bolt in and lock it into where it makes sense. In principle, it's a great idea, but in practicality, it just kind of sucked because they overthought it and didn't, put the quality into it. So when I do this one, top is fine. It'll just lock on. But you can go either way with this one, obviously. I just showed you that. But then when I go like this, I'm going to have to, these are mine. I had these separately. So I'm going to have to put these in. And then basically do that. And then when I go to lock it into place, I'm just going to crank it down and squeeze this in and pinch it into place. It'll work perfectly fine, but I tried to use it as it was intended and this steel is so cheap that it just bends right over and the thing does not want to hold into place. And it's also not very long. So once again, I don't recommend this mount. So if you see those teeth, I would say move on to a different one. Okay? Speaking of moving on to a different one, so on we move to one that I really like. And this is the same one that I have here that I'm just using for this display one. I wasn't sure this one when I ordered it because it's got the two piece and then it has this and you tighten it in there. But you can invert this bottom one so you can send it way out like this. You just have to make sure that it's straight up and down because once again, this is not an adjustable top. And this top is pretty cool because it snaps into the dish and it just clamps on. Open it up a little bit here. So you don't have the ability to pivot like the two-piece one that I'm going to show you, but when you need the extra height, this one's about 34 inches tall from there to the top. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit less if you come out like this, but it's going to get you way out of it. It gives you a lot of options because you can adjust it all in here too. There's nothing that I don't like about this mount. So we're going to call this one the tall mount and highly recommend it. Okay, so we have this one. They're calling this one a wall mount, so that's what we'll call it too. There are ones that come out a little bit further. I'm really not sure where I'm going to use this. It's kind of a cool mount, but it's not the sort of thing that I would ordinarily use. No satellite installer before Starlink would ever think of anything like this. So you have a little bit of adjustability like that, and then a little bit of adjustability like this. And then it does have a tilting top on it. So it's very versatile. So if you think that this is the sort of thing that would work in your application, I think it's a very solid mount. It's well made, but it's just not the sort of thing that I personally would use. I might be holding on to it for a while. Okay, so here we have this two-piece mount. And if you guys have watched our installation videos, you're gonna see them in a couple of them. I use this one most of the time. It's not expensive. It's all around quite good. This, you do the same thing as some of the other ones where you have kind of more out and then you kind of have more up. So it's good for fascia mounts, good for roof mounts. You have the tilting top so you can compensate for the angle. When you put the bolts in here, I will crank them down to the point where it smushes this, just so that way you can't move it at all, because it's kind of the only weakness in it, but it's not a problem. Like I said, you just kind of crank it down real tight, and it's going to keep it so you can't pull it up and down. And then when you get the arm up there, the reason why I really like it is because it's easy to install, because you put that up there like that, easy peasy. Then you mount this one to the dish, and then you just walk up and you just slide it on top. Do your fine tuning, lock everything down. So we're going to call this mount number 1 because it's the one that I recommend the most. Okay, so the two I'm going to mention here are ones that I did not buy because I can't think of where I would ever use them, and I don't want to get stuck with them. One of them is a roof mount that goes over the peak. See if we can show you a picture of that. It's very expensive, and basically you're supposed to put it over the peak and load it down with some weight. I can't think of where I would ever need to use that. All these other ones work just fine. And then the other one is a pivot mount, which it looks like this, but the arm's a little bit longer. It's really not much longer than that. Once again, I can't think of where I would use that. A J-arm is more useful than that. We'll link to them if you want to look at them, but I wouldn't recommend them. Okay, just to kind of give you an idea, this is a non-penetrating roof mount from a HughesNet dish. So basically you mount the arm on it, and then the satellite dish would be up here. It'd be much bigger than a Starlink dish. And then you're supposed to put, I think, concrete blocks or patio stones in here. I'm not really sure. That's what holds it down. I've had this thing for 12 years. I've never even considered using it anywhere. So that's why I said I don't know where you would use a non-penetrating roof mount. There's lots of other places to put the dish. Okay, so now, as I promised, I'm going to show you one of the weirdest mounts. And I don't know who designed this thing. Boy. So this is for the Gen 2. It was originally for the Gen 1, which was the round dish. And then they thought that it was so great that they kept it going for the Gen 2. And basically it's 3 pieces. So there's piece number 1, piece number 2, piece number 3, and then you're supposed to stick your dish in there. Now, fortunately, they got smart enough after Generation 2 and they stopped making this. Does anybody look familiar to anybody? It looks an awful lot like this, and this is a roof vent, which you're supposed to cut a hole in your roof that big so it can ventilate, and then you put this over top, and then the shingles go over top of it and keep it from leaking. When you're installing a satellite dish, is that something that you feel like doing? You want to cut a hole in your roof and then have to put the shingles over top to keep it from leaking. Also, you can run the wire through your attic, which I don't know why you want to go up there. Then you mount that to this, then you put it on here, and you mount that. I've had 3 or 4 customers buy these. This is where I got this one from, and told them, send it back. This guy did not send it back. He gave it to me after a couple of years. It was sitting in his garage. So, stupid design. I'm sure it wasn't cheap either. So perhaps you have one of these Generation 2s possibly sitting in your yard, maybe on a picnic table or something like that, and you decide you finally want to put it up someplace. Just get yourself a TV arm. You can definitely order these on Amazon. You might be able to get specially mounts for this too, but it's kind of an old system. So anyway, all I did with these, I've done tons of them this way, is you just get a 1 1/4 inch rubber coupling from the plumbing section, and then you just pound it on there so it's halfway down, and put your wire on, run it in, put this in there, and then lock them both down, and it'll hold it perfectly fine, because this one's a little bit smaller than this one, so this coupling makes the transition work perfectly fine. Like I said, we've done it tons of times. It works great. Okay, so last and least in size, the Mini comes with a pipe adapter. Okay, you do not have to buy this pipe adapter. The Mini comes with it. Get yourself a TV arm or a pipe or whatever, and just put it on there. Oh, and keep in mind too, when you're using these old TV arms and satellite dish arms, TV satellite dishes are pointed to the south, and Starlinks need to go to the north. So you might have to take the arm off and move it to the other side. Okay, so there we have it. A few things to note here. Once again, we have installation videos. So if you're not sure how to mount it or where you want to mount it, watch the installation video. We have a video on every way to mount a Starlink that goes back to Gen 1, Gen 2, and it's a little more generalized. This one's more specific to the mounts available to us. If you want to see the video of us doing the 8-foot mount, we haven't quite done it yet. Here's a picture of it, but we do explain how the mount is made in the every way to mount a Starlink video. And as soon as that video comes out, we'll have that in there as well. Okay, so everything that we put in this video as far as the mounts are concerned, we're going to link down below in the description so you can easily find them on Amazon. And we're going to label them as descriptively as we can, but they will all be there. So if you don't see the right one when you click on it, just go back and click on another one until you find the one that you want. Okay, so I put all the links in below as close as I could get to the ones that I have here. Now, when I was doing this one, I found one that has a 15-inch arm. So it's going to be like this, in which case that one's great. This one, the only problem with it, it's too short. Okay, so we put the longer one down below as well. Okay, so if you want to help us out with the channel, maybe we helped you out, you can use the Buy Me a Coffee link. And if you're on Amazon and you're thinking about this whole process, don't forget about the cabling, because you only get a 50-foot cable. So if you want longer, it's a 750, it's a 150. We're going to link everything between 75 and 300. So make sure you get a long enough cable. If you have questions about the installation, we have had some people ask that, and I've helped them out with the installation. Put it in the comment, but if there's a lot of comments, then send us an email at contactlittleriver@gmail.com, and I will get back to you with my advice to help you out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe. And we're going to put the video for every way to mount a Starlink there, and the most current one on the plans available we'll put below it. Okay, so make sure you check all that out if you haven't already. Okay, thanks for watching.